Okay, so how I would go about teaching ratios is I would, to ensure the students remembered it, I would want to make it fun and interactive. So I would first start with handing out a little pop quiz where students, or a little pop survey more so, where students were to answer three simple questions. Do you ride the bus to school? Yes or no? Are you right or left-handed? And do you like language arts or math more? Those would be our questions, and the students would fill them out and hand them to me. And so I would, right or left-handed, I would, do our right and a left. And then the students' names would go underneath. Okay, and then we would count the names. Let's say 10 kids in our class are right-handed and there are 5 that are left-handed. So I would show them. So out of our class, we'd be able to explain, like, we could write the ratio. So 10 students to 5 students in our class are left-handed to right-handed. We also will be able to write that in a colon form, so 10 to 5. And I would also be able to take this time to note that to students that the big number is always going to come first. And then further, we would be able to transfer this to a fraction, and that's when we can bring in fractions being reduced. So this would reduce to 2 over 1, which would be a 2-to-1 ratio. So that would be, I would teach that. And then I would bring in other things where taking the bus, yes or no. I would maybe put the smaller number on this side. So the yes buses would be, 3 students. To our no students, that would be 12. And then I would say, I'm asking yes to no. So then I would get to show them an example of the smaller number going first due to the fact that I asked that the questions being presented in that way. And I can also do this by having students stand up and go to different corners depending on what they answered in the question, so they can actively see the ratios and even help say out loud what it is. And then as a homework assignment, they would have to write a ratio assignment for me to find out. So I would want them to figure out a ratio for me to hand homework for me to do. So they would have to understand the concept in order to write a problem for me to do, I guess, would be how we would teach the concept on ratios.